The house stood alone, a silhouette against the dying light. Oak Ridge Mansion. Locals whispered tales. They spoke of shadows moving within its decaying walls. They said laughter echoed from empty rooms. And tonight we were here to find the truth. The iron gates groaned open, rusted hinges protesting their use. Weeping willows draped over the drive, their branches like skeletal fingers reaching out to us. The house loomed larger with each step, a monument to forgotten grandeur and whispered tragedies. The windows were dark eyes, staring back at us. The air grew heavy, thick with the weight of unseen things. There was a palpable energy here, a hum beneath the silence that spoke of something more, something ancient, something restless.
My name is Alex Carter and I am a paranormal investigator. I've spent my life chasing shadows, seeking answers in the darkness where most fear to tread. Tonight at Oak Ridge, I lead a team of seasoned investigators, each with their own unique skills. We are drawn here by the whispers, by the chilling tales that cling to this place like cobwebs. Stories that have haunted the locals for generations. There's Emily, our tech specialist, her face illuminated by the glow of her equipment, always ready to capture any anomaly. Her skepticism is a shield, but I can see the flicker of apprehension in her eyes, a sign that even she feels the weight of this place. Beside her stands Ben, our resident historian, his head bowed as he pores over old documents, searching for the source of Oak Ridge's darkness, hoping to uncover its secrets. We are a team bound by curiosity, by a shared fascination with the unknown, driven by a desire to uncover the truth. But even the most hardened skeptic feels a shiver of unease in a place like this, where the past seems to linger in every shadow. The air is different here, charged with an energy that sends chills down your spine, making you question what is real and what is imagined. We unloaded our gear, each piece a tool in our search for truth. EMF meters designed to detect fluctuations in electromagnetic fields, a possible sign of spirit energy. EVP recorders, their microphones sensitive enough to capture the faintest whispers from beyond the veil, and cameras, their lenses ready to document any anomaly, any flicker of movement that might betray the presence of the unseen. Our breath rose in ghostly plumes in the cold night air. The house seemed to watch us, its silence heavy with anticipation. We were intruders in a domain not our own, stepping into a world where the laws of nature seemed to bend and break. "Remember," I said, my voice echoing in the stillness, "we are here to observe, to document. Treat this place with respect, even in the face of fear." We spread out, each of us drawn to a different part of the house. The air grew colder as we moved deeper inside, the temperature dropping noticeably in certain areas. Cold spots, classic signs of paranormal activity. My hand hovered over the EMF meter, its needle twitching erratically. Something was here with us, something unseen but undeniably present.
I'm picking up strange readings in the master bedroom. Significant EMF spikes.
We converged on her location, our flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. The air was thick with a sense of dread, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The hair on the back of my neck prickled with awareness. We were not alone. "Are you here with us?"
I asked, my voice echoing in the silence.
"Can you give us a sign?"
The silence stretched, thick and heavy. Then a faint scratching sound, like fingernails dragging across wood, came from the far corner of the room. We all heard it, our eyes drawn to the source of the sound.
Did you hear that? It came from over there.
Emily said, pointing her flashlight at a dusty old wardrobe. I approached the wardrobe cautiously, my hand hovering over the EMF meter. The needle jumped, spiking wildly. Whatever was here with us, it was growing stronger, bolder. The basement was a place of shadows and dampness, the air thick with the smell of mildew and decay. We descended slowly, each step echoing ominously in the confined space. The darkness felt alive down here, closing in around us like a suffocating blanket.
I don't like this.
Ben muttered, his voice tight with apprehension.
This place, it feels oppressive.
He was right. The energy down here was different, heavier, laced with a palpable sense of malice. It pressed down on us, threatening to overwhelm our senses. We were on edge, our nerves stretched taut. A blood-curdling scream pierced the darkness. It was Emily. We rushed towards the sound, our hearts pounding in our chests. We found her huddled in a corner, her face pale and drawn, her eyes wide with terror.
Something touched me.
She stammered, her voice trembling.
I felt it cold and evil.
The EMF meter in my hand spun wildly, its needle hitting the red zone. The air grew frigid, the temperature plummeting to an unnatural degree. We were surrounded by something unseen, something powerful and malevolent.
Show yourself, we are not afraid of you.
For a moment, the air crackled with energy, a palpable tension that made the hairs on the back of our necks stand on end. Then, at the edge of the light cast by our flashlights, a figure began to coalesce, slowly taking shape as if emerging from the very fabric of the darkness. It was a man, tall and gaunt, his face hidden in the shadows, giving him an eerie, almost otherworldly presence. He wore clothes that seemed to belong to another era, tattered and faded, as if he had stepped out of a long-forgotten time. His eyes, when they met mine, were filled with a cold, ancient rage, a fury that seemed to have been simmering for centuries. Emily gasped, her hand flying to her mouth to stifle a scream, her eyes wide with terror. Ben stood frozen, his eyes fixed on the apparition, unable to move or speak, paralyzed by fear. And I felt a chill run down my spine, a primal fear that transcended reason, gripping me in a way I had never experienced before. This was not just a residual haunting, a mere echo of the past, but something far more sinister. This was something more, something sentient and malevolent, a presence that seemed to be aware of us, watching us. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the figure vanished, melting back into the shadows, leaving us in stunned silence. The air grew still, the oppressive weight lifting from our chests, allowing us to breathe again. We were left standing in the darkness, our breaths ragged, our hearts pounding, trying to make sense of what we had just witnessed. We emerged from Oak Ridge shaken but exhilarated. We had gone into the darkness seeking answers, and we had found something truly profound. The evidence we had gathered, the EMF readings, the EVP recordings, the chilling encounter in the basement, it all pointed to one undeniable conclusion. Oak Ridge Mansion was haunted. But this was not a victory. There was no sense of triumph, no feeling of satisfaction. We had stumbled upon something dark and powerful, something that had left an indelible mark on our souls. As we drove away from Oak Ridge, the mansion's silhouette receding into the distance, I felt a chill run down my spine. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not leaving it behind entirely. It was as if the mansion's presence lingered, following us. We had glimpsed something truly unsettling, something that defied explanation. The forest around Oak Ridge seemed to whisper secrets, its shadows alive with unseen eyes. I glanced back at the mansion, its windows dark and empty in the moonlight. They seemed to watch us, cold and unblinking. Or were they? For a fleeting moment, I thought I saw a figure standing in one of the upper windows. A shadow that shouldn't be there, its silhouette framed against the pale light, almost beckoning us to return. Oak Ridge Mansion held its secrets close, guarding them jealously. Each door we opened seemed to lead to more questions than answers. We had scratched at the surface of its darkness, but we had only begun to unravel its mysteries. The walls seemed to whisper, the air thick with untold stories. Some doors, once opened, can never be truly closed. They remain ajar in our minds, haunting our thoughts. And some shadows, once encountered, continue to haunt us long after we turn away from the darkness. They become a part of us, a lingering reminder of what we faced.
We may never know the full truth of what happened here. The corridors of Oak Ridge hold their secrets tightly.
But one thing was certain. Oak Ridge Mansion was not just a house. It was a living entity, breathing and watching. It was a vessel, a conduit to something ancient and powerful. Its halls echoed with the past, and its presence was undeniable. And we had been forever changed by our encounter with it. The shadows of Oak Ridge would remain with us, a haunting reminder of the unknown.